to the 10th week of our fast track. I hope everybody's had a great week. I got to see a lot of people at the Northeast Regional Convention. And guys, by the way, just huge shout out to those of you that won big awards and just recognition this weekend. Trista Polo, Russell Polo, top top three Web Center sellers in the Northeast region, along with Sue Galad. And guys, those are fast track coaches as well. So, if you ever have questions, we have the best of the best, the creme of la creme on our coaching, roster right now. So you want to make sure that you're reaching out and you're asking questions and you're taking advice from people that are making it work, making it happen. Also, Eric Yu, oh my gosh, awesome. You guys, I think, was it top, you had a top honor for business building in the area. And Eddie Surratt, the top recruiter in the Northeast region with over 23 personally sponsored distributors in the past year, which is ridiculous, you guys. People struggle to do even 2 a quarter, and Eddie Surratt doing 23 in a year, personally sponsored. It's amazing. So huge shout out to everybody that attended Northeast Regional. I hope that you guys got out of it everything that we got out of it this weekend, because it was an incredible event. It was done impeccably well. Lots of intense training moments, which I really, really appreciated. I don't know about you guys, but when we go to a big event, you expect to learn strategies, and that's exactly what you got at the Northeast Regional Convention this week, which is awesome, awesome, awesome. So, like I said, welcome to week 10. I know if you were like me, you had a lot of planning going on this week, and that's okay. So let's talk about what we're going to do this week. Oops, hold on one second. Did not mean to hit that. There we go. All right, we're going to go through some housekeeping things. We'll talk about results, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more in detail about our 15-minute consultation, only because I'm finding that people that are using this 15-minute consult are just getting better results, and they're getting results quicker, and they're also finding that in situations where they're talking to a website prospect that is not yet ready to move and commit to a full-on website demo or appointment, this 15-minute consult is like the missing link. So I know we've talked about this briefly in the past, but that's the one little magic bean that I want to leave for you this weekend, because it's just been really, really effective for us. And actually, the fast track coach of the week this week is not Phil Branks. That was last week. It is actually Clement Sue, who is a certified Web Center trainer. He is an extremely successful Web Center owner. He also is building successfully globally. When we went over to Taiwan to train our Web Center trainers, which, by the way, they had over 70 trainers in Taiwan. It was amazing, because while we're out there meeting all these people, we're finding people that are actually working directly with Clement. And, it's just amazing that not only is he such a, prominent leader here in the States, but he's also a prominent leader overseas. And I just think that's incredible. And it takes serious commitment. It takes serious focus and really serious leadership capabilities to inspire a team and foster a team of success globally. And so he's done that extremely successfully. And I'm really excited for him to share with you, because I think if you're like most people, your group is not necessarily concentrated in one area. Your website sales are maybe not necessarily concentrated in one area. And I think that if you can apply some of the strategies that Clement is talking about, you can knock down some geographical boundaries, and you're also going to learn a lot about just really identifying when to move forward with a need or not. Okay, so the housekeeping stuff. Webinars are recorded. All of the recordings that are successful and/or presentations are being uploaded to mawc411.com. You can go ahead and you can watch previous webinars that have been conducted. I believe we have successful recordings for every single week, with the exception of one. But they're all up there. And if the recording is not up there, what we are doing for sure is we are updating the PowerPoint presentation, so you can review the notes at least. Remember, weekly reminders for the webinars are sent directly to your email. If you have any questions that are personal that you don't want to ask on tonight's webinar, you can send me an email at sararose@marketamerica.com. A couple of quick things. Please remember, when you're reporting, only to use numbers and to show up, because the recordings are not guaranteed. Actually 2 weeks ago, we did have a successful recording, and I was extremely sick, and I put the recording up anyway. And so, I'm not saying, like, if I don't like the way the recording comes out, I'm just not going to put it up there, because I have put up recordings that I thought were not the greatest, but I am saying that sometimes there are technical difficulties, and we want to make sure that you're getting all the information that you need to be successful, and that you have the opportunity to ask questions. So that's what these are all about. So make sure you show up. All right. Let's talk about this 15-minute consultation. So what is it? Exactly what is it? How should you be using it? And what's in it? That's what I want to cover tonight for my piece of the coaching. What I think it is it's an excellent middle step. Meaning, if you meet a prospect, and I'm sure this has happened for a lot of you, you have a website prospect, you have someone that you know needs a better website, and you start a conversation. A lot of times it feels like you're progressing the relationship just a little bit too fast from let me identify a need to let's go ahead and commit an hour on the phone with a product specialist. Now, any business owner with a big enough need would be willing to commit an hour, but the fact of the matter is when you're getting into these conversations, sometimes you need to create that urgency. You have to get the business owner to see why they would need an appointment, right? And so how do you accomplish that? How do you let them know how important it is for them to have a better and more effective online marketing strategy? These things can be very challenging, especially given the fact that we are asking questions. So, we talk a lot about ask questions, do a lot of listening, ask questions, do a lot of listening. We say that over and over again. But one of the things that I really would like to focus on tonight are what kinds of questions should you even be asking? What kinds of questions are going to lead you to the right kind of information that not only would warrant you selling an appointment, but more importantly would warrant them asking you for an appointment, because isn't that better? It's an incredible, incredible middle step. This is also an incredible opportunity to build value. So again, we can set a million website appointments all day long, and our product specialists are excellent and they're extremely capable. But if the website isn't very well qualified, or if there's not a lot of value built into that appointment, and the expectation is not there, the proper expectation is not there, then it's going to take a lot longer to actually close the sale. If you're familiar with sales, then you'll know that the majority of sales, like 85% of sales, happen on the fifth contact or more. So again, do we want to be doing 5 contacts? I'm willing to do it. I'm sure you're willing to do it as well. But wouldn't it be great if you could build a more valuable appointment so that it would only take 2 or 3 contacts instead of 5 to 8, right? It's an opportunity to identify specific needs. In week 1, Trista Polo did an incredible section on identifying need and solving problems, and I couldn't agree with that strategy more. It is so much easier, and it is so much more enjoyable to identify an issue or a problem and to just provide a solution, right? It is so much easier to do that than it is to just sell a website. Selling a website, if there's no need, then no one's going to care. No one's going to schedule an appointment. Nobody's going to care what you have to say or care what you have to offer them, because in their mind, they don't need what you have. So if you can get them to identify a need, then you can get them to commit to a better quality appointment. And now I wrote this down here as a reminder to share this example with you. So last week we had a good friend of ours who's also a coach. He came over and he does life insurance, and really great guy, totally trust him. And we've been holding off on these kinds of things for a while because honestly, we just didn't know where to start. And we were all out celebrating our Super Bowl win for the kids, and everybody's asking everybody what they do. Does that sound familiar? Hey, what do you do? What do you do? Right? And we found out that one of the coaches and our friends is a life insurance agent. So, we scheduled an appointment with him. Now, again, this is just how business works, you guys. I don't know if you recognize how this is going down, but business works like this. You network, you meet people, you find out about other people, and you schedule times to meet back up, right? The coach didn't sit there and try to sell us a plan or a policy right there while we were out celebrating, because that would have been socially awkward, right? But what he did do is he got us to commit to an appointment. So anyway, we had our first appointment with him, and I have to say, you guys, there was something that happened during that appointment that had me, thinking like a consumer, and it had a little bit of a switch go off in terms of website sales. And here's what it was. During that appointment, really what it was a chance for him to identify what we needed. What is our current situation? What kinds of things are we looking for? What are some of the things that we do know? What are some of the things that we need to know more about? Have we considered anything before? Just all kinds of information about our personal lives. And at the end of the appointment, he goes, okay, well, I'm thinking of a couple of different things that could work for you. So why don't we do this? Why don't we schedule a follow-up appointment? And during that appointment, we're going to go over some options and some solutions that I think might be able to help you with what we just talked about. Now, to me, that just felt so awesome. It felt really awesome for two reasons. Number one, I felt like, wow, he did not rush this, and I'm so happy. The pressure is off me. Like, I feel good about this. I want to do business with a person that, like this, somebody that is in it and really is demonstrating that they care about us, that they're not worried about just hitting a quota or making a sale, but more that they're worried about making sure that we get exactly what we need. And that might take a little bit of time. It's going to require a follow-up appointment. That felt incredibly good. And then the second thing that was really great about it was I knew that he wasn't just coming in with a bunch of random packages and selling them to me. I loved that he spent the time to get to know us first. And it just got me thinking this whole week. I was like, wow, that's exactly what we are doing or what we should be doing with our 15-minute consultation. We should be using this as an opportunity to just listen, right? To just learn about what our prospects are looking for, to demonstrate that we're interested in our prospects, to provide a product specialist with some valuable information so that the appointments can be completely customized and tailored to the interests and the needs of our prospects. And to me, that makes the experience for the customer or the potential customer extremely substantially more enjoyable. It lowers the pressure. It increases the level of trust that's there. And all of these things are major factors in the kinds of decisions that customers make. So, in my opinion, you guys, these 15-minute consults should just be something that as often as you have an opportunity to conduct these, I say go for it. If you're doing simple sales, you guys, you can still do a 15-minute consult. It's as simple as, listen, I'm going to schedule an appointment with you with an experienced product specialist, but listen, I know they have a couple of questions that they like to know the information before an appointment. So if you want, I can ask you those questions or I can send those questions to you. And I can pass that information along to the product specialist so that they have all the information that they need to do a quality appointment. It works in simple sales. It works in a more advanced selling situation as well. But the important thing is, again, to let your client know that this is going to be a tailored and customized and valuable appointment for them because it's being put and structured based on what their personal questions and concerns are. And I just absolutely love that. So when should you be conducting these 15-minute consults? Well, you can be doing them, absolutely without a doubt, 100% before an appointment happens. If you're going to do a 15-minute consult, the best time to do this is before an appointment happens. You can do that right away. If you happen to have time and you do have 15 minutes when you're scheduling an appointment and they're like, yeah, let's just knock it out now, that's fine. Just remember that the best thing you can do for your chances of having a high quality actual appointment, a full on appointment with a product specialist, is to conduct this beforehand, because that information that you give to the product specialist is going to be extremely helpful and valuable. So let me just show you what it looks like. I know that we've briefly covered this in the past, but this has been very, very valuable. This is what I did this week with my own personal prospect that I met at the restaurant on last Saturday night. And it's just, again, it proved to be another slam dunk. It was like, wow, I love that you didn't just come in here and try to sell me something. I love that you came in here and you really did want to talk to me. Like, I really, really love that. That feeling of being heard, cared about, and listened to it's just invaluable. You cannot put a price tag on it. Okay, so here's what happens. The top portion is simple, basic contact information, right? It's all of the stuff that you need to complete the sales calendar wizard, right? It's a great opportunity to make sure you have all the correct information, the contact name, what is the title, the business name, the phone number, email, address, what industry you're in. It also is a great opportunity for you to confirm that all decision makers will be present on the actual appointment. So if you say, okay, so your name is blah, 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 and what is your official title? Great. Do you guys have any other business partners that are involved in making decisions on advertising or marketing or anything like that? Great. What are their names? Right? It's a nice natural place to talk about this kind of a thing. The next section is all about their business. Now, the purpose of this section is for you to ask a few questions and let them just get excited about their business. So we start off with just general business questions like, what is the primary focus of your actual business? So, for example, if they are a restaurant and catering company and their bread and butter comes from offsite catering, and their secondary, lesser important focus is just their actual restaurant business, the walk-in business, that's important to know. It's important to know because when we're talking in terms of how to market their website, we need to know who we're kind of marketing to, right? So primary focus of the business. What is the secondary focus of your business? Where do you do most of your business? Meaning, are you limited geographically or are you not limited geographically? So if you owned, for example, a fitness center, you're probably only doing business with people that live or work within a 15 to 20-minute radius, right? Do you do any kinds of advertising? And if you do any advertising, what kinds of advertising are you currently doing? And here is a magic question. This is the most brilliant way to qualify if this prospect has a budget, right? You don't need to know what kinds of dollars different advertising translates into. The product specialist will know this kind of information. So, for example, if they say, yeah, well, we do yellow page advertising and we take out a full page ad, then that's going to translate into big dollars. So when the product specialist is talking to them, they're going to know, listen, these people take their business extremely seriously. They're probably spending a minimum of $40,000 a year on yellow pages. So, we really feel like you have set your price properly. If they do zero advertising and they don't have a budget for advertising at all, then maybe, and you've set your website at, $9.99 plus a design package, that's a good price. But if you've set it at, the very, very top dollar and they have not put any value in advertising as of yet, the product specialist may recommend that you adjust your price point. Again, you don't need to know any of the follow-up questions that happen after these questions are answered. And that's okay. From there, we talk about their current online marketing strategy. So do they have a current website? Is it up to date? Who did their website? Do they do any search engine marketing? Do they use social media? Do they currently use email campaigns? Do they have a mobile website? Who updates their content? Do they want to sell online? Right? Every single question that you see asked here on the online marketing strategy, we have a solution for. We are not asking them, we're not trying to identify a need that we can't fill, right? So, we're not asking them about their POS system because we don't sell POS systems. We don't really need to know that. But if we find out, hey, they are doing email campaigns and right now they're using Constant Contact, then I'm going to write that down and I'm going to share that with my product specialist. And guess what? When the product specialist is conducting the appointment, they're going to say, and we saw that you do some email marketing campaigns. What's really great about our solution is we have a free and included and free email marketing system that's built into the back end of your website you have access to, so you won't have to subscribe to outside programs anymore. Does that make sense, you guys? It's just an incredible opportunity to collect as much information as possible. And again, you don't have to respond. All it is an intake. It's 15 minutes of you data mining, you finding out about your prospect, you writing down information that the product specialist can, translate into valuable hot buttons to help close the sale. All right. So we had some more great results last week. We're creeping back up. We had, you know what, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is the wrong screenshot. But in any case, you should know that we had, I believe 6 website sales and really great results. Actually, we had a ton of personally sponsored this week, more pin levels. You guys are doing great work. Just keep it up. And again, I was reading the notes and I'm really, really, really pleased to see how much pending sales are in the funnel right now. So we spent a lot of focus last week talking about effective follow-up. And so I want you to continue to do that this week. All right. So what I'd like to do now is I'd actually like to introduce to you Clement Sue. Clement is, like I said, he's a certified web center trainer, and he's also a fast track coach. So he's currently delivering the new web center trainings, lives on the West Coast. But again, he's extremely successful in building his unfranchised and better, even in my opinion, what he's extremely, really good at is duplicating the web center program. I cannot tell you how impressed I was when I went to Taiwan and Hong Kong, and I'm like meeting people that are going there to become trainers that were on Clement's team. And it's one thing to duplicate the program, right? Everybody wants to duplicate web centers. They want to have people in their organization that are successfully implementing the web center program, but Clement has done so successfully that he has web center trainers in his organization. So, I mean, I'm just so excited to hear from him tonight and so grateful to have such a talented group of coaches that are helping to deliver the coaching content this fast track. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and unmute Clement, and he's going to take it from here. Go ahead, Clement.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah,
Welcome.
thanks, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thanks to let me. Yeah, thanks to letting me share tonight. My topic tonight is never quit, never give up anyone on your land list. I remember, like Calvin Berman said in the one of convention, so we can contact all the brewmen in our organization. So like I was very impressed the first time I hear that. So they may still keep using MA Porter. They can be I think refer client to you. That means you can sell them an MA product and get the referral from them and then recruit them again. So keep the good relationship is very important. So in your web center business, so I don't think you can give up anyone on your name list. All you need is to do is keep following them. And if your client telling you they don't have website and they don't need a website, that means it's not yet, and then it's not the final. It's not final result. So all you need to do is keep following them 6 to 12 months because you need to educate your client. So if your client tell you like they have a website already, you need to ask them how you like your website doing. So if they reply you good or okay, so you can introduce shop.com and sign them up to become your preferred customer because shopping season is coming, right? So if they reply you not good or need help, so we can go ahead to make a website appointment. So sales appointment with web centers. So, but very important is when they say good, okay, or need help for their website. So all you have to do is make sure you ask them for the referral. If you don't ask, if you don't ask for the referral, they don't give you referral. Yeah, that's it. So most people are afraid to call their name list or afraid to follow up the business owner who reject them to do website before. So in my web center 201 training, so I think they are afraid to face to rejection. And think about it. If you never contact your brewman, never contact your name list, and never asking for the referral, is nothing will be changed and nothing will be happen. So and one of my student in the training, so they afraid to call the client. So like and until to the last one, I forced them to call again, and then they call, and then they got one referral, and then they got one website appointment. So that means like don't be afraid, just do it. Yeah, this is all my share tonight. Yeah, thanks Sarah to letting me to share again. Thank you.
No, it's great. Thank you so much, Clement. I know that was short and sweet, but you know what's so funny, you guys, is that um, there were a couple of people, actually there were several people that I've been talking to, especially since I got to see so many people at the Northeast Regional. And they're like, I just don't know what's holding me back. I don't know why I'm not getting the results that I want right away. And I'm like, well, talk to me about your prospects. Who have you actually talked to? Like, let's go through. You guys don't understand. If you sent me a list of every single website prospect that you've talked to during this fast track or whatever, it doesn't even matter, and you let me know what the situation was with each of them, and you're trying to look for the best strategy to talk to, to move them to the next level, I will respond to that. That is something I can help with. But if you're not talking to prospects, if you're not picking up the phone, or if you're talking to the same person every single day in a week and counting that as 5 contacts, then you know what? The only thing I can do at this point to help you to get to the next level is to tell you you need to talk to more people, just like Clement said. Does that make sense, you guys? It's just so critical, like that we are honest and transparent with ourselves. You know, what is holding you back? Is it you or is it me? Or is it you or is it the system? Is it you or is it the rest of the world? Right? You know, at some point we have to decide: do we want to be a success? Do we want to be successful, or do we want to be a victim? Right? There's no such thing as a successful victim of circumstances, a successful victim of, you know, anything. You know, we all have choices to make. And what I love about what Clement said is make the calls. He forced people to make the calls. He forces people to make the follow-up call. And that's why, you guys, that is exactly why not only is Clement very successful, but so are his people. And so will you be. It's just as simple as that, you guys. You got to pick up the phone. You got to make the calls. You got to walk into the businesses. You got to actually contact the people on your names list. You know, it's not convenient, right? I love what Olivia Lee says. Success is not convenient. So again, when you're looking at your numbers, ask yourself, have I talked to the same website prospect 3 times and counted that as 3? Now look, if you talk to them 3 times, should you count all 3 contacts? Yeah, of course you should. Of course you should. But again, if you're looking for results, in my opinion, I'm not counting that follow up as a new contact. I'm going to do a new contact every day. Thank you, Clement, so much. Really looking forward to your blog. And I'm really grateful to have you on tonight's call. Okay, so just to wrap it up for tonight, you guys, I want you to continue to create urgency. Last week, we talked heavily on following up and how important this holiday shopping season and the timing of the end of 2013 can be for your web center business, right? Whether it's the holiday season that they're going to be taking advantage of, or whether it's, hey, I just want to go ahead and move forward so that, you know, I can go ahead and write off this kind of thing for the 2013 taxes, right? There's a lot of really, really powerful timing things that are going to be in your favor over the next 8 weeks. So make sure that you're taking advantage of them and that you're not relaxing your efforts and slowing yourself down. Remember to be aggressive, but not too pushy. You should be following up. Keep up the good work with the quality contacts. That's what I'm talking about. Talk to people every day. Move them along the process. Schedule those 15-minute consults, guys. That is probably, in my opinion, one of the best things you could be doing for your business all week. How many 15-minute consults can you book this week so that you can build some really great value and you can make a case for why somebody needs an appointment? I love these 15-minute consults. They're making a tremendous difference in my own business. So again, you guys want this? Do the work, enjoy the results, talk to the people, do the work, make the money. Thank you guys so much, and look forward to interacting with you all week. And I'm looking forward to another great week of success together. Thanks.